good morning, and welcome to another edition of Talk That Tech. The
Number one tech morning show in the world. Good morning.
Good morning, and we're back for another episode here with you again. Glad that we are back. Missed last week. I was not available, but we had some folks that could step in, so I definitely appreciate that. Tech Coach Ralph, shout out to you. Great show, and so just want to say thank you, y'all. Thank you.
Yes,
Whew.
indeed.
Sorry, y'all just hit me.
Yeah, sometimes it do that,
Just
especially early in the morning on a Monday.
early on
Sometimes it'll just hit you.
yeah, early on a Monday morning, man. Early on a Monday morning. But we got a show for you today. We're gonna definitely dive into it right now. But let's just start by saying if you have any sort of if you like the show at all, go ahead. Let's see the ticker at the bottom. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, or if you're watching this on your phone above, the ticker's right above, so you can do the same. And go ahead. If this is a call-in show, so we're gonna drop that link for you. If there's any topic that you want to share your thoughts and feelings on, go ahead and do that. I'm gonna drop that link as we go through the show. I'm gonna post it below so you can see it. But definitely got one for you, and we definitely want you to definitely share your thoughts and opinions on this topic right here. So, just to not believe at the point where we get right into it, and we're going to talk about Google. Google just bet $40 billion on Anthropic. Why? Well, let's find out. We're going to talk about it right now. And without further ado, we'll pass it over to Trey to share more.
Yeah, man. So, these tech companies, they intertwine, intermingle, and then also are rivals at the same time, right? That they're able to compartmentalize all of that. I guess because they have different departments. I don't know. Either way, Google, they just dropped or they bet $40 billion on Anthropic, and we're about to see why. So this actually just dropped around about 2 days ago. Google, they confirmed plans to invest $40 billion into Anthropic, which is the company behind Claude, if you don't already know. And the deal is going to start with $10 billion now, and then another 30 billion tied to performance. So you know how that goes, right? We know that. And so, where we at? I lost my spot, y'all. My bad. But yeah, so another 30 billion tied to performance. Now we're going. Let's make it make sense. So Google, they're pouring tens of billions of dollars into a company whose product, one of them, directly competes with their own AI tools. So this tells you how serious this is. Now, what's really going on here? Google and Anthropic are both partnering, and they're also competitors at the same time. Google, they're going to get influence over leading AI lab, right? Anthropic is going to get huge funding and compute access, and this is cooperation and competition at the same time. So why does it matter to us, right? Google Cloud is going to give about 5 gigawatts of compute over the next 5 years. I don't know how much that is, but it sounds like a lot. I'm just saying. Anthropic also secured $5 billion from Amazon. Huh. You don't say. So long term, Anthropic is expected to spend up to $100 billion on compute capacity, and like that alone is one of the largest infrastructure buildouts in tech history by itself. And so they rolling in the Scrooge McDuck in the money right now, okay, or at least in future funding. So the real story, though, y'all, is not obviously about building better AI models. They're past that. All right, this is infrastructure. All right. So it's about owning the infrastructure that those models are going to end up running on. And compute power is becoming the bottleneck. And so they're trying to solve for that. And so whoever controls the compute, they control AI development. And it's looking like Anthropic is going to be, head puppet master at this point. So right now, everyone thinks AI is winning, thinks AI winning will be companies with the smartest models and those graphs that just shoot up and you're like, oh snap, it's this one. But models, they're actually becoming easier to replicate over time, right? We just you probably just seen what is the Chinese one? Deep Seek. You probably just seen
Mhm.
what Deep Seek just did. But yeah, like I said, they're becoming easier to replicate over time. So infrastructure is harder to copy and way more expensive. So this is the real winner, and the real winner is probably going to be cloud providers, not the model builders. So in other words, Google may even win if Anthropic wins. That's how it works, and they obviously see that and they know it. So, anyways, the bigger shift right now, AI is starting to look like uh, a heavy industry. Okay, so you got capital, power, hardware, all of that matters just as much as the software, and companies with the deepest pockets are going to get the biggest advantage. So either way, the bottom line with this deal is proving one thing only: AI and the race of AI is not just about who builds the best models, but who is owning the machines that run them. Uh, I guess a question to the audience: do y'all think the future of AI is going to be controlled by companies building the best models, or the ones that have the infrastructure behind it? Let us know in the comments. I'm leaning heavy towards the infrastructure. It's always what it's being built on. Those are the secret giants, right? Like you always have those industries and those people in the industries like, hey, you make how much? And what do you do? And what's your name? You don't even know who they are, and they're just killing it. And it's because they're the backbone, right? It's that shovel versus the people who are actually searching for gold mentality. Like, oh, we're supplying the shovels. Yeah, you go out there and have fun. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, before I see anything else, I'm gonna go to the comment section, y'all. Thank you so much for commenting. By the way, the link has been dropped. If you want to share your thoughts and opinions, you do not have to show your face, but you can definitely call in and share about this particular topic. We got it must be 18-year-olds to join. We have John TPT that says it means they're really finally admitting their incompetence. They're completely incompetent, actually. And since all their decent engineers have long since departed, they desperately need a company which can actually get the job done.
We know who he's talking about. We know who he's talking about. I don't know. I don't know the back side of Google as far as their good engineers leaving and things like that. But what I do know is lately, or not even lately, Google has been in, as far as this AI race, they've been kind of late to the party, but also
Hmm.
very much in the know and very much there at the same time. So I don't know. I don't know, John. It might be partly right. You know what I'm saying? It might be partly right because all these tools that they're dropping and that they've dropped, since they finally start dropping, they're not bad, man. They're not bad, and most of them are free.
Yeah. And we're talking about Gemini VO3 actually as well. I'm thinking about that too. Like those are innovative. Specifically, VO3 has been a huge innovation. I think about Google, and I'm gonna go to other comments too. I see you, OTCO. What up, OTCO? Peace and blessings, fam. Appreciate you. Thank you for
What it
dropping
do?
in as always, man. Thank you for dropping in. Going back to this comment though, I think about Google. Google has their hands in so many different things, and so they have pet projects here, pet projects there. And I think what's happening is that companies that are like hyperscalers, huge companies like that, they have a little bit of everything, right? But that focus to say, no, this is what we're going to be, this is what we're going to do. Like if we think about
Mm-hmm.
Anthropic, if we think about even Chat GBT earlier on, that's their narrow focus was this is what we're going to do. We're going to focus on building these models and we're going to take the world by storm. And when you have that innovation that's focused like that, it's easy to surpass and have an infrastructure and other things that surpass a Google and other huge companies because they already have it. Like I was going to bring this up actually later too, but if you think about Apple, they have a new CEO now.
Yeah.
After the past couple of years, everybody's been complaining about the lack of innovation, and the fact that they now are partnering to get Siri up to par, right? Shows that these companies, although they have resources because they're doing so many different things and it's not their primary focus, it's easy for them not to be innovative in the places that they need to be. But like we said with Google, they definitely had some opportunities, and they definitely have some products out there that show the capability. It's just like it's like the Titanic, right? It's like how you
Yeah.
turn that huge ocean liner when you have so many other things going on at the same time.
If you don't have to.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of other stuff that have going on, but they understand the significance of it. I want to go to OTTO. He has another question, another comment here too. It says, "The enemy of my enemy is my friend. When company starts teaming up, it's getting real in the field." and
No, that's a fact.
and then why though? I guess comment says it's time to get funky, funky, funky. In regards to I guess what's going on with AI, but yeah, no, this is right back to this point. It's like as you said earlier, Trey, right in the beginning of it, Google and Claude at first were like, "Hey, we got Gemini, you have Anthropic has Claude," and so and honestly, let me just go back to this and say we talked about Anthropic last week. They're getting a lot of momentum. They're getting a lot of momentum.
Oh no,
Um,
it's rocket ship. They going.
yeah, they are. And even when we talked about a couple of weeks ago too about how companies are switching over from GPT, from chat to this, especially with all the things that had going on. So,
Easy.
uh, yeah, so there's a lot of momentum on their side. But yeah, this says a lot, right? OTTO, it says a lot. The enemy of my enemy is my friend when companies start teaming up,
But
and that's happening.
that's what they do in this industry, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know, it possibly it happens in other industries as well. When you
Mm,
start getting to the very tippy top, it's almost like I don't know how. I just found out the last few years. Y'all know I'm not I haven't been in the system as far as on that side, but I just found out just from watching certain TV shows. I'm like, wait a minute, like when you're in court and you have these lawyers and stuff, like they're making deals behind the scenes. They're going out to lunch, talk like, okay, look, I give him this, and you can let's get this done. I didn't even know they was doing all that. I had
negotiating
no
over
clue.
bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, yeah. So it's wild, when you realize like, yeah, we do deals, but at the same time we're competitors. So I mean, they're just trying to win at the end of the day, and they know someone's going to be out on top. But
Hmm.
who, before we get there, let's get this bag.
Mm. And I want to talk about the other side of it too. Another side of it where you find that, especially because the space that I'm in, you would find that companies would partner together, right? And then let's say it's a company that is working. I'm just trying to make an analogy, but like, let's say company A has their expertise completely in ice. Like, let's say they're really good at being a restaurant, right? They have all the
Hmm.
other stuff, but they're just missing for whatever reason. The ice cream machine is not hitting. But lo and behold, you have company B that has amazing ice cream machines. That's changing the game. That's all their focus is how to make amazing ice cream, right? And so what company A would do is partner with company B and be like, okay, great, bring your machines in, uh, help us to have amazing ice cream. And company B is not really partnered just to one of these restaurants; they're partnered to a bunch of different restaurants, from Chinese restaurants to Italian restaurants, you name it. They have these partnerships. What company A starts to do is say, you know what, they're making a lot of money just off of this ice cream because it's so good by having it in our restaurant. So what we're going to do, we're going to try to figure out how they make this ice cream, and we're going to try to make our version of their machine. And then what happens, because again, they have a whole restaurant to take care of. They're not really focused on making the ice cream the best it possibly can. But what they'll try to do is say, like they take all the marketing, they'll take all the other resources and try to say, oh, company, we can make ice cream just as good as company B. and then slowly but surely they start to undercut certain aspects of it. Let's just even say that it's more than ice cream. It's like a whole like sweet where you could do floats and all this different stuff. They start to like say, you know what, we don't need the whole ice cream. We'll just do vanilla and strawberry or whatever.
Mm.
You have to have the whole thing to create floats and stuff like that. The analogy is just to say that that's happening a lot of time with partnerships. So right now we're looking at Google and saying, man, they're invested $30 billion in this. That's performance and performance milestones and things of that nature. But what I thought about is in the beginning it's 10 billion right now. That's really probably $30 billion worth of education for them and their engineers to say, hey, would this give us enough time to have something in place so that by the time this contract is done, we could build our own because we study them and we know them and we just want to get enough so we're not left behind, but educate ourselves so that we could replace them.
Listen,
And that's why
man,
in the industry
Go-
I'm in.
bro, I'm with it. Google has been around a long time. You can't forget that. And so if you think they just going that they're just doing random deals, come on, man. They're way past that. Everything is strategy. So I hear you on that one, bro. And I bet if I was a bet man, it's probably along those lines, bro. So it's crazy.
Probably, probably. Y'all let us know what you're thinking, man, because we just want to hear from you today. This is definitely a conversation that we're looking to continue to have with you. Google, I'm gonna go back to this comment because this comment was actually made before the show even aired, where John said it himself. John said it means they're finally admitting their complete incompetency. Wow. And since all their decent engineers have long since departed, they desperately need a company which can actually get the job done. And with that being said, I'm going to lift up the screen and invite OTTO in the building. OTTO, what up, sir?
What up?
What's going on, family? How y'all doing?
Doing good, doing good. Glad to
Pretty
have you here,
good.
man.
Appreciate it. Trey, I'm with you, bro. I'm 100% with you. Google been in this game way too long,
Long time.
and as some of us know, man, it's not always best to be first at everything. Been playing that back row, bro. If everybody think Google just now really get into the AI space, I don't know where you've been at, but you ain't
Better
been
do
here
your
on Earth
homework.
because Google,
Nah.
right? Google been in this game, bro. They just not making a whole bunch of noise like you said. To me personally, I feel like they've been in the shadows doing that shadow work and self work, getting all their models in order, just like y'all talked about on the last show. How now Gemini's, incorporated in the search. You know what I mean? Like they doing little stuff like that seems insignificant, but when you really think about it, it's a big
Long
power
term.
move. They not really just sitting back and like, oh, we're not going to bank on anything. Now they've been making moves behind the deal. This is the only one that we know about. There's no telling how many other deals they have going on with Nvidias and all the different chip makers of the world oversees everything, bro. They not about to sit back and let anybody come in and take they they share of the pie. Just like the
Not
government
that
trying to shut
easy.
them down. Y'all not we Google. You're not shutting us down. You're not taking nothing from us. What are you talking about?
Still
Yeah, man.
here.
Right, I'm with you, brother. Now Google been doing this, man. This ain't new to this. They true to it. You know what I mean? They gonna make their way. It's just right now they taking their time. They finding out where everybody else is making mistakes at, learning from those mistakes, and when they coming out, they hitting like Tyson, man. They throwing them heavy hitter punches and just making everybody take notice. I'm telling you, Google got some stuff up their sleeve, bro. So I'm with
Yeah.
you. This ain't nothing that they just now getting to. Nah, they've been doing this. They just taking their time and throwing power punches. They not throwing jabs. They throwing power punches.
That's it. They getting through these first few rounds, studying, getting through the first few rounds. Then when it's time, activate.
They're pacing
Bingo.
themselves. They're pacing themselves. Well, I'm glad he Brett brought it up. I'm thinking about like with Apple, the new change with the new CEO and all the innovation that they're planning to do and things of that nature. Do you think that sometimes it could be too late for a company to make that switch? I know we're talking about them pacing themselves, but do you think that it could possibly, in some cases, maybe this partnership is a sign that hey, like it was said earlier, incompetent, can bounce back. So we gotta, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, or just like can't beat them, join them. What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it can be. Yeah, you have some instances where yeah, you can wait too late or you can play it too safe. But at the same time, like I said, man, would it be in a company like that? I don't think it's necessarily too late. They may be on certain aspects. They may be late to the party or too late, but they've got so much going on and so much talent that where they might fall short on one aspect of something, they're gonna skyrocket on something else because just like this now, AI is the big hot thing. It's not going anywhere. But look when cloud computing. I mean, it's still kind of hot, but AI is more the forefront now. But look how cloud computing when it first was brought up, everybody was going crazy on that. There's always going to be something new. You know that, Joe. I mean, look at the field you in, man. So that's always a hot new product, always a new topic. Yeah, they might be falling short on one thing, but I'm telling you, they know the trends. They see the trends. They have the data. They have the search data. They know what people are looking up. They know what these CEOs and CTOs and CISOs, what everybody's looking up, what everybody's Google searching. They know what's what I'm saying, what's coming up, what's gonna be hot. So yeah, they might say, okay, well, you know what, we was a little late. We played a little too safe on this. We waited too long to get onto this. But this is the new trending thing that everybody's secretly trying to search and everybody's secretly looking to move towards. We're gonna start, saying allocating some funds to this and start ramping up on this. So when the next big thing hits in the next, whatever year, 2 years, whatever it is, they're already gonna be right there to just, like I said, throw them Tyson punches, hit it with the Muhammad Ali rope a dope, and be
Yep,
right
yep.
there in front of everybody, and make everybody like, well, how the hell did Google know about that? Don't worry about it, players. Don't worry about that. It's that splat.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart.
Right. You
Exactly.
know what I'm saying? Yeah, Google ain't going nowhere, bro. Google ain't no fools, man. Even if they are late, they not worried about it because they know they're gonna be right on time for the next thing they need to be there for, man. It's Google, man. They ain't going nowhere, bro.
All right.
You know,
OTTO. Oh, go ahead. Go
no,
ahead, bro.
no, you first. You first. I see it.
Well, what you made me think about OTTO is like well, a lot of times when you have the information, like all the information that they do, then yes, you can sort of forecast where you need to be to get in the right position. So it almost makes me. Y'all remember when Amazon like got in trouble because they were able to see the stuff behind the scenes and then just instantly make products in those industries that would do like that were about to take off or killing, and then at a better price, and they were just making money on that. But they're able to see what's selling crazy, and then they just, hey, Amazon Essentials, boom, and we're gonna do it for this lower price. Amazon was able to do that. I almost think like, man, when you said that about Google, I'm like, the Google trends that we're able to see, like, do they have a better, like, even deeper one or a stronger one or a detailed one that they have? I'm sure. I'm sure. And so, when you have the information, you can make these decisions that it kind of puts you in the spot waiting. Like, I'm already here. Y'all don't even know it's gonna be over here. Y'all looking over there. I'm right here waiting. Then as soon as it happens, next thing you know, boom, Goo gobs. So
Mm. Yeah, yeah. Before I say what I was gonna say, we got Tech Coach Ralph in the building. Say, is that comment referring to Google/Cursor deal? No, I
see,
know we were
see,
actually we got to talk about that too because I know
you
somebody
brought it
moved
up
over there.
earlier.
I know a few people actually, so they're like, they have other deals going on. They got like a deal with SpaceX as well, a few others. So yeah, they're moving quite quickly.
Was that
Um,
Google?
Cursor, the company
Oh,
Cursor.
Cursor. Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
Cursor.
yeah, so but we'll definitely we could definitely probably talk about that next week for those who haven't got a chance to, including myself, look into that. But if we're talking
Maybe.
about Google specifically with Anthropic and their deal, that's around $40 billion, $10 billion up front, $30 billion based off of performance or tied to performance, I should say. That's definitely coming down the pipeline. But yeah, I wanted to go back to what OTTO said because I totally agree. I was just throwing out that question because I really want to hear, dive deeper into that. But I totally agree because of how fast AI is moving right now. AI is moving so fast that there are companies that, like you brought it up, like DeepSeek. We haven't talked about DeepSeek in a long time. They're still doing stuff. But this
Yeah.
this industry is changing so quickly. Let's just talk about. I'm talking about, like, for example, voice agents right now. Like, they have 11 Labs. There's all these different other groups out there, right? There's iterations of voices that have been, when they first came out, you're like, oh, this don't sound that great. Now you're like, oh man, they decloned me. I sound this. It sounds almost exactly like me. The
Yeah.
inflection, everything is getting so good, and it's like we're talking like in months, not years. So Google can definitely have their place in regards to their focus being specifically on certain areas. But I would say this: others that have had a head start, like the Anthropics of the world, they do, if they have their trade secrets close to heart, like if they have those things like that nobody else knows about, then they'll definitely have a place for sure. They'll
And
definitely have a.
sometimes, man, you kind of switch it up as well. Like you said, they have so many deals and things that they've done and that they're probably doing and that they have on the docket to do. It's like, bro, sometimes you can start making so much in certain areas that you're just like, I don't know if I want to go back. Right? Like I'm having a good time over here. Like even with the example that you gave earlier, Joseph, like sometimes you find that space, like maybe, hey, we're gonna just implant our ice cream machines into these businesses. And then you realize like the licensing deals from that is just so crazy. Like, why are we
Mm,
wasting time over here?
mm,
Nvidia did the same thing. Like, yo, this is what we think is going to change the world, and we're doing this, and we're wasting all our time, and we wasting all our brain power on this, and then somebody buys some stuff for games, and then you look over there and you're like, wait, what are y'all doing with our product? Huh?
yeah,
And then next thing you know, boom, explosion. So it's so many different ways. I just wouldn't count Google out. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
don't count them out. They've been
yeah,
here too long.
yeah. Before I go back to the comment section, I know, OTTO, I wanted to ask if you had anything else you wanted to share. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So appreciate you, OTTO, for rocking with us for sure. I'm gonna go to the
I
comment
kicked him out.
section. Oh,
I said, hey man, you've been on here too long. I just exited him out. So if you want to get back on, have him click back. Oh, I'm joking. Y'all know I'm playing. I don't I don't do that. I'm joking.
And so Tickle John said, "Wait, who's incompetent? I might need to call in." So we're gonna talk about the comment section there. But yeah, in regards to Tech Coach Ralph, what he was saying here, he was actually talking. When he said Google, he meant SpaceX. Yeah, SpaceX. They inked. Apparently, they acquire. There's SpaceX secured an option to acquire Cursor for $60 billion later in 2026. Man, if you find out, if you knew about the acquisition and you made a chance to fly over there in time, congratulations. But that is a
Boy.
huge chunk of change right there. And so that's something we probably could dive into next week as that progresses, because that is a huge thing. And as people don't know, Cursor is an AI coding startup, and it has been getting a lot of traction. So yeah, it's definitely a big deal. Wait, Tech Coach Ross says, now I'm afraid to call in. Oh man, that's hilarious. That's
Nah,
hilarious. But I
bro, I
think,
was joking.
yeah, he's like, I don't want to get kicked out. No, yeah, no, he didn't get. Yeah, OTCO
Mid
probably.
sentence.
Yeah, OTO is like, I'm probably driving. I need to focus on the road or something. But
Okay.
no, appreciate you. Go ahead, Trey.
Oh, I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, so yeah, no, this is definitely a conversation we're gonna have. And in fact, next week we could probably talk about the SpaceX deal, and how that means. I mean, these are $1 billion deals that are just going left and right. For again, these are companies that are just starting out, some AI startups and things of that nature, that just tomorrow, all of a sudden, the world changes so quickly. So let us know let us know your thoughts, opinions. We definitely want to hear from you. So go ahead, if you have not already, like, comment, and subscribe. Continue to comment. We enjoy the conversation. That's what makes the show great. And continue to like as well. Trey says, OTT says, Trey, I'm on your side. How you gonna do me like that? LOL. I had to hit a dead spot. Yeah.
No, I was just messing around, bro. You know, I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna kick nobody off. Yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, man. Well, let's just switch gears, man. Let's talk about the weekend. How was your weekend, bro? Was everything working well for you, and so on and so
Yeah,
forth?
weekend was pretty solid. Actually, was that we didn't have our daughter Friday through Sunday,
Oh,
so it
nice.
was pretty chill in that sense, you know. But that was because Friday my wife had an event to go to, um, and then Saturday we went to go see Michael Jackson movie.
Oh man.
And it was pretty lit. It was pretty awesome. They did a great job. It's just yeah. I know it's some purists out there that they didn't like it or they didn't tell it right. I'm like, yo, man, enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Enjoy what they did enjoy the nephew, bro. He did such
Mm,
a great job that there was some points where I was looking and I'm like, the angles that they had the camera, I'm like, yo, this is Michael. Nah, but seriously,
mm.
he did a great job. You can tell he worked his butt off for like to get nail these moves and all of that. But yeah, they did a great job at so I had a good time at that one, man. Then I had a good time Sunday, man. It was good. It was good. Went to church, had a great evening, ate some Dairy Queen ice cream
Mm.
before I hopped back on my keto today. So,
Okay.
it's all good.
Well, that's a great way to enjoy the weekend. And in fact, that leads me to the question that I have for the audience. Did you see the Michael Jackson movie yet? I have not, but I do plan
Mm,
to see that. But I'm gonna talk about my weekend while you guys put that in the comments section below. So yeah, for me, the weekend was it was cool. Had a little situation where I just was like, I gotta call it a day. We
yeah.
went out for our anniversary, and unfortunately, the Italian food had a little too much acid and took me out with that acid reflux. But
Golly.
anyway, I managed to survive. I'm still here. Took some rest on Sunday. But yeah, no, I we were talking about this movie because a lot of people, especially when it comes to like critics and stuff like that, gave it some bad ratings. But the people that were fans of the show or of Michael or people that just loved wanted to see it, they were like, nah, we gotta check the thing out. At least by the time I saw it, it was like $97 million.
100
Regardless of
M's
how much.
plus.
Yeah, yeah, $97 million over the weekend. So it's progressing. It looked to do great, and I honestly think it'll get better and better. Like more people could come watch in the next week or so. We plan to watch it this week as well, and check it out for ourselves. And we've been hearing from the people that have been watching it, great reviews. Like they're like, "Oh, I love
Exactly.
it."
That's
Like,
why sometimes I be wondering like where did these bad ones come from, bro? Are they bots or what? Like, because if they watch the same they watch the same thing I watch, I'm like, what? Like, I don't know. But either way, what I will say is, Joseph, y'all got to see it for sure. And
mhm.
I don't see, I don't know how a movie can do 100 M's plus and be bad. Like, it don't,
Yeah.
that, like, to me, that means people went more than once, probably in the same day. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it's gonna be. I think from that alone, it's gonna. I think it's gonna probably hit 500 million plus for sure at this pace.
I don't know.
Um,
All I know, when it comes out on DVD, I'm getting it.
it's
I'm getting it.
straight to Amazon Prime, right?
I
After when
need
it
I,
gets
I need the hard copy. I need it.
oh, you need a hard copy? Oh man, we going
Yeah.
back. We're going back with this one, y'all. But listen, we wanted to say thank you as well to for those who are commenting and rocking out with us. We're gonna definitely give you a shout out at the end of the show. So definitely continue to comment and let us know your thoughts. We gotta stop right here for the Tech Wire. If you're not familiar with the Tech Wire, this is your opportunity to get involved with various different tech events that are coming up. And there are all sorts of things. Some of them are not just straight tech events, some of them are comic conventions, some of them are South by Southwest, a few other things there as well. But this is your place. If you go to securethebadge.com after the show, you can definitely check out for various events that they have coming down the pipeline. And so right now, April has a few different events there, and there's a community that I just dropped the link for it. That if you join that community, there are specific tech events within that community that are given for free as well as speaking opportunities. So go to securethebadge.com for more after the show. Check out securethebadge.com for more and get available tickets wherever they make sense for you. All right, y'all. So that was just a little secure the badge promo that we did right there. But I want to jump right back into the show because we definitely want to talk about something that I saw that I was like very curious about. So if you know us or have been watching us, we've been especially what I've been talking about. I've been talking about these AI data centers, and you want to get into some blue collar jobs because of the opportunities that lie there in traditional fields such as plumbing, HVAC, electrical. Oh, definitely electrical for sure. There's actually a shortage of electricians right now. But I want to talk about what's supply and demand, because right now what we're seeing is that these blue collar students that are right now going back to school and trying to get into these trades, some of them are experiencing a jack up in prices. And so
Mm.
a jack up, people are saying, oh, you want to do this? Well, call for the change. So in regards to what I'm seeing with the research that we did, this is from College Board and SoFi. They said for 2025 to 2026, the average published sticker tuition and fees at a private nonprofit 4-year school hits $45,000, up 1,100, up about 1,750 from the year before, an increase of 4% before adjusting for inflation. And tuition and fees for both public and private schools rose faster than inflation between 2024 and 2025. So that's a lot. So, and the trend is continuing to happen in 2026. Now, here's a nuance. The net price, what students actually pay after the grant aid, has been declining or stable in recent years as well. So again, these are some of the roles that we're talking about here. These are roles that some of them used to just be straight blue collar roles, and they're getting hit the hardest right now. I'm gonna jump and say this: the average income grew to around 58% for top earning families, but only 33% for the lowest income families after adjusting for inflation. So this is not helping the situation, as a lot of people right now um, are still paying student loans, about 1.6 trillion in America. As of that's what the estimate will be about 2007. Since sorry, excuse me, that's what was said triple since 2007 in regards to that debt. And so the sad thing is that if you're looking for a 4-year degree financially right now, you're not alone. A lot of people are still kind of trying to use boot camps, community college transfer pathways, which is a family member that's doing that, apprenticeship, and different things like that, in cloud computing, cybersecurity, and data. But I saw that and I was like, man, it's so sad because these are trades that the other day used to be like, boom, like, yeah, I'm signing for this trade, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And now this fine people are getting challenges to get into some of these trades because of the price tag. There's still programs though that are allowing people to kind of get in there without it being too expensive. So if you could find those, in fact, if we could find that, I'll see if I can bring it up as well. But it's getting crazy. Like certifications to become a mechanic for certain auto brands can run up to $66,000. Like
Bro,
to be a mechanic, like that's
I mean,
crazy.
what what's the munyan after it? I mean, if it makes sense, I guess,
I mean,
which
yeah.
it's just like, it's almost like growing up, I was I played baseball like
Hmm.
all the way from T-ball to, pitching machine, coach pitch, all of that.
Yeah.
And you think about it sometimes. I remember when I moved from the country to the city, DFW, and I was immediately priced out, like my family. Like I just couldn't play. Like
Hmm.
the ball teams, that the price that they had, my parents, they couldn't afford that. And so I didn't get to play again until, like, for real, I didn't get to play again until high school. But it just reminds me of that. It's like, man, sometimes when something gets hot, or when it's that thing, then they'll jack up the price, but they don't you don't realize on the other side, there are people who really wanted to be in there, really were good, or that, whatever, that are just getting priced out. So it just
Yeah.
sucks, you know.
Yeah, no, I was actually reading a comment from somebody that talked about the Wall Street Journal had an article about this, because what's happening right now to kind of even paint a more clear picture is that so people are still going to college for some of these roles, community colleges specifically, and union apprenticeships, and those have reached capacity. So the word has gotten out. People have like, hey, I see that there's blue collar work here. I see there's a shortage. Let me get into it. So what's happening is that some tradespeople are turning to private vocational schools. So there's still vocational schools, but they're privately held, and there's some of them are charging them $15,000 to $20,000 for the program that used to be free or subsidized. So that's the thing that we're seeing right now is because of that demand. Because I remember even back in the day, and y'all put in the chat if you remember this, there were high schools, vocational high schools, that you could literally go to you could get hands-on training in high school, and then by the end of it they transition you into a role or career, and that's out of high school, an apprenticeship, or something of the sort. So I don't know if those will come back, because I think some of them, especially in New York, some of them have been shut down, from what I remember, from my recollection, and then others, uh, I think what happened was like shut down. The students were combined and put other places, but I thought it was very interesting. Oh, Tech Coach Ralph is in the building. What up, Tech Coach Ralph? Let's bring you back on.
What up,
2
though?
weeks in a row.
What's up, y'all? How's it going?
What up?
Y'all hear me all
I'm
right?
good.
Yep.
Cool. I went back and listened to the whole beginning of the show because I woke up late.
Oh yeah.
To hear about this. Who was trying to figure out who was incompetent and why.
Oh.
But as far as the topic on the vocational that you're talking about, I have been seeing some stories about that. Not about like the price thing that you're referring to, but like how like the younger generation right now, they're going towards the trades for, like you see how the job market is and stuff like that right now. So
Yeah.
I haven't heard about the price going crazy because I think the thing is with the price, the same way with college, it depends on where you get your education, because like some people don't want to go out of state and all this type of stuff to get like this grand thing where the degree is a degree at the end of the day. So a lot of unions, they will pay for like, let's say the electrical union, they'll pay for your education and they'll put you like for your apprenticeship, put you in a job and stuff like that. So I think it also matters where people are going to get like these classes and stuff.
Where you looking?
Yeah, I agree because like we talked about it. I want to say 2 months ago, when there was, I think it was Google. Was it Google that was one of these companies that were actually paying people to get them into a program so they could learn electrical work and then be able to become an electrician and then be able to work in the data centers to help with the shortage that they have for electricians in the company. So there's definitely programs out there that are supporting it. I think what's happening is that more people are moving to this path or being encouraged in this path, possibly because there's what they're seeing with people with AI and things of that nature. They're like, hey, AI can't take over electricians' jobs right away or plumbing right away. I can still have a place. So some people are being encouraged to go in that path, in that direction, and being able to do that path. And back in the day, like we said earlier, it used to be free or subsidized. Nowadays, it's becoming a little bit more challenging to find those jobs because the demand is so high. But at the same time, there are programs where they're like, listen, we need you tomorrow. So like you said, so Tech Coach Ralph, they'll probably find ways to either subsidize it or for free give it to you, where you can literally just do it. But it takes some searching and research to find those ones, but they're out there.
They get it on the back end because they're like, oh, we're gonna get our union dues for the next 40 years anyway. So
yeah,
we'll pay a little bit up front.
but those were still like plumbing. They've always been good paying jobs. Like they've always. So the demand for them, you could probably, if you get into the field, demand a pretty penny, because of the scarcity of it as well.
And the best part about those jobs too is that you get the education, you work for a company for as long as you want, but you also have the ability to do side work, start your own company, in addition to that. So you're not like, if you're the type of person who's like, oh, I just want to go and put in, clock out, and not like, you could do that. You're going to be limited, but you also have the ability to, oh, I can do side work. I can learn more. I can build upon that. So, and even if you're, I want to go and work for a corporation, like not in the trade, but you still have that skill to be able to do it as well. Like whatever. So it gives you multiple facets to work on.
No, that's a fact, bro. I remember like a few months ago, I was over at my parents' house when the dude was there, but my parents, they needed another water heater. And I was working on my laptop and I was just listening to him and I was like, I bet so many people probably take that option. So when he got ready to like give them the numbers or whatever, he was like, yeah, so it's gonna be 18,000. And he told him like, I guess what it was for and all that. But then before he left, because he was just there to assess what was going on, then somebody else was going to do the thing. Now they didn't do it because they wanted the warranty, but he was like, also, just in case, just to let y'all know, here's my card. I can do this for 8,000. The only thing is you'll just have the warranty from, wherever you get the water heater, and it won't be the extended long one or whatever. But he's like, I can do it for 8 outside of the, he was talking about outside the company. So in my mind, I'm sitting there on the laptop, but I'm like, man, I wonder how many people actually pick that option, but either way, it just goes to what you said. Like, now, is that ethical or whatever? I don't think so, but he's doing it. And he's, I don't know. I just know, I'm pretty sure he's doing some stuff with that. But again, you get the skill and then you're able to, do it as well outside the job while getting your own leads. But you can't do that.
That's a good story.
It was just funny to me, bro. I was just like, he chopped that thing down a lot.
10 grand.
Yeah. That's a good point, though. I think there's plenty of opportunities in this space, and I know this is Talk That Tech, but we want to give you it all, and it's related to tech and the fact that these are jobs that are needed for data centers. These are jobs that are needed in general. We'll talk about networking before, and just like running those wires with OTTO. We talked about those different hands-on sort of jobs that are needed still, that people are making good money and now even great money because of the scarcity and the demand, the supply and demand. So we just definitely want to paint you with those options, y'all, and just kind of have the conversation rolling for sure. And Tech Coach Ralph, Trey, don't kick me out. Don't kick me out, Trey.
Nah.
I was gonna say, Tech Ralph, you're still here, so that's good. A good sign.
Okay. I almost hit the button, but no.
Trigger fingers. Like, let me hold on for a second. Well, I want, in order to keep Tech Coach Ralph here, I'm gonna go do the brown box special. In the brown box.
But he had then you had some with the original thing, right?
Oh yeah. You want to talk about that original?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring. I hadn't heard of the Anthropic deal till you guys mentioned it, so I looked it up, and I guess I didn't understand like what the incompetence part was and the engineering part, because when I'm looking at the deal, I've never really heard Google mention themselves like they care about Anthropic as a competitor, especially for the AI models. I've always seen, like, the headlines I've always seen is Google's competing with NVIDIA. They have their TPUs. NVIDIA has the GPUs, and they have and the GPUs are supposed to be a cheaper option. So if they're trying to get people onto their ecosystem and to using their servers in their data centers, and that's not to even say that Google doesn't. I think they also offer NVIDIA GPUs based on like your needs and stuff like that. So if you see Anthropic getting all these contracts and from different companies. Maybe they'll get it again from the federal government. And Google's like, and you're running on our systems. We're getting a piece of that pie too. Right? They have their Gemini doing whatever it does. So they're getting their Gemini money, and they're getting money from Anthropic, who leads in, like, they might be leading in like the development, like cloud and stuff like that for certain aspects. So like I want some of that money too.
Yeah.
And they're like, so why would Google however $1 trillion they're probably worth at this point be competing with a $400 billion company when they have a $5 trillion company that they're fighting with? You know, so it's like, all right, we're gonna get some of that money, we're gonna get some of that market share, we're gonna get them on our servers, and our data centers. Like, because even like when you think about NVIDIA, they're not even really into the data center. They're into the chips, so into the GPUs. So they're like, all right, well, we need more data centers because we want our GPUs installed into these data centers. That's why you see NVIDIA investing in data centers, and Google, who are also investing in companies to use their systems, because they're going to get that money on the back end as well. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it has anything to do with engineers or anything like that. Because if Google wants to engineer, they get it like that. Like any of these companies, they want, like, they're laying off people. they're not, you know, like, if we want something, we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know anyone's gonna say, oh yeah, I'm not gonna go work for Google. Like, really?
Please. Different colored G on. I'll put that big different colored G on my chest. Yeah.
Google, man. You just ripping open your hoodie like, you Google, man. But no, I hear what you're saying. And that's actually the comment that I made earlier too, is like, there's such, I know you've probably seen it too, Tech Coach Ralph. There's so many different companies that are like frenemies. They literally, and I gave an analogy of the restaurant where it's like, you have a various different restaurants, right? For whatever reason, they can't master this. They have this ice cream station that's amazing. They people love it, and so they end up getting into these different restaurants. And so they're like, you know what, we don't got it yet. Let's make a deal with them so that way we can keep them close and figure out how they do this ice cream. And then all of a sudden they like, you know what, we could do the strawberry and vanilla, but we didn't master the chocolate yet until they put out the strawberry and vanilla. And the reason why I'm bringing up that analogy is because I've seen it, like, even in the space that I'm in, where there's companies that we are that I've seen are partnered with other companies who literally they know that they do what they do better because they're so focused. And I use ice cream as the illustration, but they're so focused on this key product or these sets of products that this other company, because they do so much different things, aren't as focused and have the attention behind it. And so what they end up doing, they partner close to them, and then all of a sudden, little bit by little, they kind of wean them out, and to the point where they like try to kick them out, like if they have like they're not, like they never were partnered with before, because they want to get all of the pie. They want to get all of it. And so I think what he was saying is that when it comes to the competencies thing and Google engineers leaving, is that there has been engineers that I know of that have left Google, either have started their own companies, have started to take the reign of other companies as CEOs and leading them, because they were focused on particular products and they didn't get the backing or support of it at the time, because there were so many other things going on. You know, like it wasn't like, it was a pet project, right? Versus like a sole focus of the business. And so they ended up leaving, starting their own thing. And then depending on what space it played in, if it was AI especially, now Google's like, or other companies like, I'm looking at that and I want to get a piece of that pie. And so that's what's been happening. Let me just drop this down so I can bring up somebody else though. OTTO in the building. What up?
What do you do?
All right.
What up?
In living color.
Oh, we can't hear you, bro.
We can hear you though. Your audio.
Nope.
Not yet.
Trey got you muted.
Nah. Permanently muted? Nah, I ain't gonna do
the
it.
The 1B treatment?
First off,
there you go.
First off, I want to say, Trey, you were smart, you was kind.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you.
Please don't kick me out, brother. Please.
I didn't do it.
Don't do this to me.
No, that was the dead spot. That was the dead spot. I knew what it was.
But yeah, man, you just please, brother, don't kick me off. Hey, Ralph, man, you hit the nail on the head, bro. I mean, to me, I feel like with Google, you never know what they're gonna do, man. Trey, you said it earlier. They like ventriloquists. They throwing the voice over here, making you look over there. They got stuff in the background going. Ralph hit a nail on the head with the chips. As I said, man, it's Google, bro. They're not going nowhere. They're gonna outlast everything just because these folks have too many people. Like like I just said, they're not hurting for engineers. They're not hurting for nothing. Anything they need or want, all they gotta do is just put the logo up because the people gonna flock to it. They going because who doesn't want to work for Google? Even if you don't like the company, who doesn't want to work for Google? Even if you only there for 4 months, 2 months, putting that on a resume that you work for Google, even for a month. Like if you good enough to work for Google, you dag sure good enough to work for us. So
And I interviewed at Google. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, interviewed at Google one.
You know what?
That's
Yeah,
facts.
Recruiter.
Oh, you got the interview? You ain't get the job, but you got through the interview. How many rounds you get through? 2? Oh yeah, you good. Come on.
Yeah, it reminds me of what is that? It reminds me of I'm Grammy nominated. Listen, I'll say it to the end of I'm Grammy nominated.
Bingo.
It's an honor. It's still an honor. For sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask this question real quick. Like, do you think if Google wanted to buy Anthropic, they could?
What? If they were open to the sale, yeah. And they probably could make them open to the sale if they believed in it enough. As far as like, this is like what they're doing and what we got going on. This could be our next Chrome or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they could. Yeah,
with the right motivation and the right package. I think they'd be up to it. Like Trey just said, if you come with the right package, the right royalty deal, all that stuff, the Anthropic will still get, some royalties or something like that off of whatever. Yeah, I think they would be going.
But for how much? How much? If you're Anthropic, how much would you say?
No.
What's the offer? Like, I mean, it's gonna be
especially now. It should have been months ago if that was the case. Right now,
hold on, Trey. Though they could pull a 50. Let me get 50 in the point.
They ain't doing it. Yeah, they ain't doing that. They ain't doing that.
It's a lot more than that.
Right now, you're gonna have to back up all the Brinks trucks. Back them all up.
The reason I asked though is I think that the reason that sometimes these big companies do partnerships and not just outright try to buy them is because now you just take on all the burden and now they become your employees and you put in the infrastructure and you got to do all of this and it might not, you don't even know if it's working out. So by them saying, well, you guys keep your company, but you're going to be using our platform and everything like that. We're getting that money off of it. That's why I say we're going to invest in you, but in any investment, you expect a return. So Google is expecting a return because they see like how Anthropic is doing. They OpenAI is its own thing. OpenAI has deals with Microsoft and stuff like that. So they're like, all right, well, OpenAI was, at the time, it was Anthropic that was chosen to have the deal with the government and stuff. And it's like, well, you're already using our servers. You guys are going to need more compute as more companies come on. That's behind the partnership. Google isn't doing anything different. They're like, well, we have the infrastructure. Come over here and put it over here, as opposed to going to put it on AWS, going to put it in on Microsoft Azure. Come over here. So, and to me, like that's the difference between like if a company like NVIDIA, they could flat out buy one of these companies, but that's not their lane. That's not their business. But they would invest, and they probably are invested in Anthropic at some level. Like they're invested in a lot of companies because they want companies to use their GPUs. So that's where to me I see the difference in, are you going to buy a company are you going to invest in a company? Because didn't Google buy? There, like, it was a cursor-like company. Didn't they buy one of them recently? I think we spoke about it.
I feel like something was said about that, Ralph. I think you're right.
I have to look back and see.
I can't remember who, but I think you're right. But once again, this is why I say it's good to have friends who are smarter than you, because that was great, Ralph. I mean, because now that you've said that, it made me think about something. That you're right. Everybody, that's all everybody talks about when it comes to cloud. The two big ones are always AWS and Azure. You don't hear too many people talking about, what I'm saying, Google's cloud, what I'm saying. So yeah, that's smart, bro. To have that happen, that would get more people on board with going with Google's cloud services. So that's smart, bro. That would be a super smart move to get something like it, and then have everybody run into Anthropic and say, "Hey, well, it's all on the cloud, on the Google Cloud, what I'm saying, platform. So, hey, look what we're doing over here. Coming over here, we'll get some of that action too. So that's going to help ramp up their cloud service numbers as well by doing that. I didn't even think about that, Ralph. That's super smart, bro. Great insight.
A win's a win.
Last thing I saw was that they got the Wiz a while back for 32 billion, but that was a while ago. I'm not sure there's another company between now and then that they bought.
Remember that did that with Windsurf? They didn't necessarily buy it, but they kind of like got rid of
Yeah,
them
I
in a
do
way.
remember that now. Yeah.
That's what it was. The Windsurf did.
They silenced them. There was a silence.
Now companies are good for that too, though. They'll hit you with the, hey, we bought you, and then now you're on the shelf as a pretty little ornament. You out of there.
Yeah, like you hire you.
Yeah.
Acquire, hire, I think is what some people call it.
I'm gonna put this right here. Just sit right here. Look at that perfect placement.
100%.
Oh man,
that's what it was. So OpenAI wanted to buy Windsurf, and Google bought their execs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
See, when they was playing checkers, Google was playing chess.
They've been in this a long time, man. They've seen it.
And they know the deal. They know the deal. Well, y'all, we definitely appreciate OTTO and Tech Coach for stopping on. We definitely appreciate you guys rocking with us on this episode of Talk That Tech. And for y'all who have been watching and staying put with us, we appreciate it. Yep, Windsurf, as Tech Coach Ralph put in the chat, Windsurf was what was a conversation that we were having about. So that was, how long ago was that when we talked about Windsurf? Man, that's a while.
July 2025.
Yeah. That was a while ago for sure.
They said OpenAI was Ricky Bobby and they Bobby Fisher.
Yeah, come over to the dark side. Come over to the dark side. Well, listen, y'all, I want to end this up with the Brown Box special, and we'll wrap it up here. But this is a quick one that I have for you. This person said, my wife worked for a power generation company. By the way, this is credit to Reddit. And they closed the site she was working at and made everyone redundant. She got hers, and the company employed her back the next day to work for them remotely. She worked for them for another 6 years until she went on maternity leave. After her 12 months off, she told her boss she was going to resign, that she was going to stay home with our baby. Boss told her to wait a week, and they came back with another redundancy package. So she got paid twice, kept the job for 6 years. Well, we got paid first, kept the job for 6 years, went on paternity leave for a year, and got another package. So that was a sweet deal for her. It's happening. It's happening. So sometimes it's best to wait. You never know what's going to come down the pipeline, and sometimes it's good to go. Who knows? But as long as you got a plan, right?
Yeah, and then sometimes it's also good to have good, be nice, and then actually make good relationships, because that boss didn't have to do that.
True.
Boss could just let her, hey, all right now, be easy. Then the next week, post it on, TikTok with the redundancy package. You know, he could have did that, but he didn't. He hooked her up, so that's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up, y'all. Well, listen, that's a wrap for the show. What up, your salesman? So glad that you stopped by. And that reminds me, we want to give shout outs to everybody that commented. First, OTTO, peace and blessings. He's the first one to comment today. Actually, let me take that back. John CBT commented way before the show even started, like 10 o'clock last night. So we want to shout you out, as well as Why Though, as well as Tech Coach Ralph, who was on live with us right now. And finally, You're a Salesman. Thank you for everybody that commented and rocked with us on this episode of Talk That Tech. We'll see you next week. But before I go, let's do our send-off. This is Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world. We'll see y'all next week, baby.
Yes, peace and elbow grease.